Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the stream. Now, I apologize for Tuesday. I was just so tired, and I totally used an excuse just so that I could coconut blood on. I got it, by the way. On 12 penny deadline. Well, that was after losing a 50-50. So, but so funny because maybe told months ago I was talking with a group, and I was joking that when I lose a 50-50, I'm gonna get delued with my one, and I motherfucking did. I lost 50-50 and got easy one. So funny. But anyway, tonight we have some Snake Hero, which we have been like. I'm glad I get to do this again. It's really fun. One of my favorite games. I mean, we're not too far into it. But let's see what it has for us. Oh, press onto the play. Forgot, I don't really need my keyboard for this. No, not a new game. Continue. Alright, Mr. Okabe. Try to relax. My voice is a bridge guiding you down into the past. Oh god. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't go to Hokuren's past. Flashbacks. You're going down and down and down. Then you see a gentle colored light. I was dreaming. Daydreaming. I was aware that I was lying on the big sofa undergoing the counseling. I tried my best to stay calm and imagine what the psychologist was telling me. What color is the light? Red. Red? I see. The person you care about is standing there, standing in the light. Are they your family? No. Then your friend? Or perhaps a lover? Lover. No. Not my lover. I guess the best way to describe it's probably Picasso, right? Because in this world line, she's not even friend. Not even my friend. Then what are they? Memories of another world line. She and I are. Memories came flooding back into my mind like a geyser. Could you come with me for a moment? What? Marishina is not needed. Tell me. I know you used the time loop machine. Say Maru. Go to the beta world line. The world line where Maru doesn't die. Not just for your sake, for mine as well. Will you remember me? Am I going to die? I don't want to die. Does that hurt her nerves? Mr. Okabe! killed her. It was me. It was me. Well, in defense. Alright. So do we take that as a confession that you did in fact murder Castor, Mocha, Mocha, Casque Mas, Castor? We'll take that as your confession, sir. Guilty, him. Guilty. Listen to me. I'm going to pat you on the shoulders. When I do, you will be fully awake. 3, 2, 1. Now! There was a loud sound. Then I felt an impact on my shoulders. Castor's suffering disappeared instantly. I could feel my consciousness awakening. I stood up off the sofa. I felt dizzy and almost fell over. Are you all right? Rest a minute. I'll bring you a towel right now. The psychologist left the room. I realized I was soaked in sweat. The air conditioner was working, so I could tell it wasn't from the heat. It was the first time I tried hypnotherapy at a mental health clinic. Oh, got a new tip to read. A method of therapy where the patient is placed under an hypnotic state, and the therapist acts directly on their subconscious mind to remove the psychological traumas that led to their mental illness. In Japan, there is no government certification system for hypnotherapy, but therapeutic associations do offer their own certification. Certified hypnotists are sometimes white collar hypnosis technicians. My body felt strangely heavy. When I got outside, it was night. It was almost December, and the winds went cold. How was it, Okarin? Master Marushina asked me gently. Maru was a high school student and my childhood friend. She came with me. She had come to me. It was counseling today. I told her I didn't need her to, but she left school early to come. All I ever did was make her worry. Around 3 months ago, one of my obsessions has been saving her. To me, she's always been someone I had to protect, and now she was worried about me. It was only because of Mara's recommendation that I tried the counseling. Oh, message. Got a second, Uncle Gooden? But I refuse. Are you sure? If you're gonna, if you're wondering about whether to hit Shampoo Go-Go Curry for dinner, I can help you with that. Anything more involved, no. Those aren't the only places I eat. Forget it. I'll handle it myself. You can talk to me about it another time. Thanks. Okay, that was it. It's not that. It's not as bad. It's not that bad. They said. I told her the small lie to make her feel better. Actually, they did. They told me I'd suffered serious trauma. They stopped the hypnotherapy and given me a course of counseling and drugs. Now they wanted to wait and see the results. Basically, they they decided if there was nothing to do but treat my symptoms and wait for it to heal naturally. I couldn't tell if Maho had really, but showed me yesterday is having effect. I underwent treatment without telling my psychologist about the time machine or world lines or most of the things that had happened. So maybe it was no way for them to make a proper diagnosis. In any event, I decided not to think too much about the results. Hey Maru, you haven't eaten yet, right? Want to go get some food? I'll treat you. Oh, can we go to Akabara? Lukara and Ferris says they haven't seen you in forever, and they wanted me up. Akabara, huh? The clinic was in walking distance of my house. Akabara was much farther away. But even so, I couldn't turn down Maru's request. Familiar scenery. Until the events of the summer, I'd go there almost every day. In fact, I practically live there. Lately, I only went 3 times a week, at the absolute most. And then only to go shopping on the way home from school. We went out to the plaza in front of the station. Just like in Icabero, there's even though it was only a month until Christmas, there were barely any decorations. I was sure the whole place would be covered in them the minute. I'm sure the whole place will be covered in them the minute it hits December 1st. Eventually, I was sure. Eventually, I was sure to see maids in Santa suits outfits. Maids in Santa outfits passing out flyers in Akabara, huh? Akabara could be really weird. Says, well, oh, it's Ferris and the Lukara. Meow, come on. Okay, Maru. Ferris and Luca must have been waiting. They ran over as soon as they saw us. I missed you, Nya. Ferris Nyanya jumped at me without the slightest hesitation. She was a maid, and Ferris wasn't her real name. I knew her real name, but if I didn't call her Ferris at all times, even when she wasn't working, she'd get mad at me. She was wearing the same outfit she always wore, her work clothes from her job at the May Cafe, May Queen in Neiman Square. Was May Queen going to be switch to Santa outfit soon? Stop it! Everybody's looking at us. I tried to pull Ferris off of me, but it wasn't working. Maybe I should just steal the cat ears from her head. Okay, that's what Chinaboo would do. That would have you would cover out, dear. Who cares, Nya? All that matters right now is Ferris and Komara. I care! And stop calling me Komara. Nya? Why? I have consigned that name to my dark past. Alright, Chinabooness. Internet slang for embarrassing part of your history that you would rather not talk about and that you wish you would have forgotten. Its origin can be found in a certain famous giant robot anime. So, Gundam? It seems the Ferris hasn't really matured out of her. No. Ferris looked upset, but I decided to ignore her. Komonohara was part of the past I sealed away. I decided to pretend that he never existed. He had meddled with a forbidden invention called Time Machine, and as a result, the system that ruled the world had punished him. He dashed the hopes of many, lost the lives of somebody he cared for, and his heart had to suffer grievous wounds. That was all you, Okurin. Okay. He must never be wakened again. But I have a feeling he might. Your Chinaboo past cannot be darkened. I didn't need him anymore. So what should I call you, Nya? Well, Okabe or something. I think Okaring's a cute name. Don't you, Ferris? By the way, Ferris is what Mara calls Ferris. She claims it was easier to pronounce or something like that. Really? Because I have an easier time saying Ferris and then Furious. Well, Emil says to Mashu. Doesn't still sound right though. but you backed away. Lucro, it's been a while. Yes. No, this isn't a world line where Lucro is the guy. Are we gonna bring up that? Are we gonna bring that back? Are we gonna bring that back? We bring that joke. Oh, do we get to bring that back? But he's a guy. Lucro smiled happily. He always looks as beautiful as a pretty girl. But he's a guy. Yes, we're bringing it back. He was a classmate at Mars and could often be seen helping at Yanabetter Shrine where his family lived. A shrine in Akabara, across the managed bridge, then go down the side street, and then go under the bridge, and there you'll see it, along the river. Home to many stray cats, as well as Luca Urshabra. I probably shouldn't call him Lucaro. Just like I told Ferris not to call him Komura. He had his own name, Lucaro Urshabra. But calling him Luca, after all this time, that would be really embarrassing. Really? Really? Are we not going to forget the female era? It feels like a very long time. I sometimes go to the lab, but you haven't been there much, have you? No, I haven't. I've been busy with school. I had to get ready for AFT too. Even that was done. Even after that was done, I've been busy with Maro and Dr. Lutkin and Amadeus. I hadn't had a chance to rest. But I avoided mentioning that to them. Oh, and I'm in a club now. You joined a club? What kind of a club? Yeah? UFOs? UMAs? Unidentified and mysterious animal, a creature whose existence has not been confirmed by science. Examples include the Loch Ness monster, the Yeti, or the Japanese Japanese kappa, and the Takunashu. The word UMA itself was invented by the Japanese, and no one outside Japan will recognize it. UFO, unidentified flying object, usually used to refer to spacecraft piloted by aliens. This term actually describes any kind of flying object whose nature is unknown. Who do you guys think I am? Look, I'm just trying to pick up steady where someone left off. I guess I haven't told them then. Maru, I'm pretty sure I told her. As the two of them look at me with wide eyes, I crack a knowing smile and puff out my chest. I thought you were trying to get behind the Homer Kamara days Ukurin. The tennis club. Right. I would believe that man. Right, because Ukurin would play tennis, just like Phoenix Wright plays the piano. Sorry. I cannot let the Phoenix and piano jokes slide, okay? They will be embedded into this channel forever. Just remember, if you think you suck at something, just remember, you're probably better at that than Phoenix is at playing the piano. What? I don't think either one of them believe him. The people around us all turn to stare at Ferris and Lucada. Why the tennis club? Yeah? Uncle Bay, have you ever played tennis? Of course not. I love that. She's like, have you ever played tennis? Of course not, I haven't. I may not look it, but I'm terrible at sports. Shocker! Big shock, Okabe! Just remembering all the times you would run in the game. You would run in the first game and just lose breath after 5 seconds. I'm confident that I'd lose to Maru at distant running. Then why, yeah? Well, it's a long story, but the associate professor who's my teacher at school is the tennis club advisor, and they asked me to join. Well, that doesn't seem like that much long of a story. That's not long at all, yeah. Well, I'm not done yet. That teacher's done a lot for me, so I decided to stop by. And it turns out I have a talent for tennis, despite the fact that I am a beginner. I beat every single one of them. I feel like that is a big fat fucking lie. Well, amazing. Huh? I don't think either one of them believe him. You really are amazing, Huckabee. Ha ha ha! If I had known, I would have been a pro tennis player. You could win Wimbledon. What's wrong, Ferris? Do you have a headache? Do you have a problem with Homer Kumara? Wait, sorry. We put that name behind us. Do you have a problem with Hokume Ura playing tennis? I'm not even sure where to begin. That's the most obvious ploy to get new members that I've never heard of, Nya. Nah, don't say that. I had kind of noticed, but I'm trying to avoid thinking about it. But they are all really good people. So you've been busy practicing with your club then? No. Actually, I barely go. Huh? Then just what when you're meow doing? Matchmaking parties and stuff. What? Their shouts filled the whole streets, and once again people are turned to stare. It's not that surprising, is it? I'm a normal college kid. Right. Normal. That's true. I'm sorry. But Lukura was fidgeting like he wanted to say something. How can you go after another one when you got one beautiful Ferris? It's unforgivable, Nya. Don't get the wrong idea, okay? I'm not really interested in girls. In fact, when I went along with the rest of the club, but there still wasn't really any place where for a wannabe normal like myself. Normies. People who live satisfying and fulfilling normal lives. Examples are people with lots of friends, or people with girlfriends, or people who spend a lot of time at the school clubs, or who goes to parties, or who aren't interested in anime, or who go outside Japan during summer break. I am definitely not a normie. The only reason why I'm not a normie is like everything about here. Everything about this isn't me. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have girlfriends. I don't spend a lot of time at school clubs because I'm not in school. I don't go to parties. I am definitely interested in anime, and I don't go outside. Period. And also, I don't live in Japan, so that's that. There's no way I could keep up with the conversations. There's no way I could keep up with the conversations that, well, the normal normies had, while other men and women were having fun. I would just kind of sit there. A matchmaking party was a challenge far beyond my capabilities. That just reminds me back in the first game. So in other Yes, you do spend your time your summer break outside of Japan. I guess you're right on that case. I do spend my break outside of Japan, so there's one box but I definitely do not check any other box of being a normie. Nope, not at all. I was gonna tell Ferris or Luca that though. Oh, that's so nice. Master wants to go to a matchmaking party with Okaden too. What? Myra wants to do what? Is she even old enough to be interested in that sort of thing? Yeah, it did. It came back sometime while I was at work today. So yeah, I was very upset that my internet was down yesterday. I had to do. I had to. Actually, no, I got by reading manga. Yeah, I'm definitely not interested in anime or anything. Kidding, I am so into anime and stuff. Cause that's when everybody gets together and has a fun party, right? I had to. Interrupting, yeah. Well, if you subscribe to the channel, you get ad free watching, and you get awesome emotes created by the lovely LK. Well, I'm not repeating myself. that that shouldn't be the thing. I thought I set this up so that you wouldn't get pre rolls. Unless it depends on when you open the stream. Because I swore I turned free rolls off. Well, let's continue then. I am not repeating anything I said while you were watching ads. I refuse to deliberate. Evidently not. Well, that's not wrong, but the nuisance is a little different now. We could hold it at the lab. Of course. Luca and Ferris will come. Oh, and Daru and I and this. Ooh. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yep. That's what the A stands for. It stands for applesauce. But then what does the I stand for? I want to hear the answer. Mara turns to me with a guilty look. Susu, huh? Susu am I. Yes, obviously. Yep. 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 That's our feature gadget number 9. Also known as John Titter. A time traveler from the year 2036. A true warrior, who was still even fighting as I was trying my best to give up. I barely seen her since the summer. I was avoiding her. Part of the reason I stopped going to the lab was because she going to the lab is that she spends all her time there now. Until a month ago, just hearing Shishua's name was enough to cause flashbacks, and it was all I could do was endure them. A symptoms of post post-traumatic distress disorder, patients who have undergone extreme trauma can suddenly, without warning, find themselves reliving the memories of those experiences. Flashbacks can cause symptoms like palpitation and shaking of hands and feet. After 3 months, I could finally stand to hear her name, but I didn't think I could keep it together if I met her in person. Of course, it wasn't her. It wasn't her fault, and I wasn't blaming her. So I didn't want her to blame me. She never come out. She would never come out and say it. But when she looked at me with that sharp red glint in her eyes, I felt something. I felt something like guilt. Uh, everyone, huh? Masu's been planning an operation with Daru. An operation? It sounded like something the Elmi would have done. Yeah, what kind of operation, yeah? Please tell me it does not have Norse mythology name. Because that is definitely something the old Olgrin would have done. Operation makes us smile! Okay, good. It does not have anything to do with Norse mythology. Huh? Why was Marita talking about this out of the blue? No, maybe it wasn't out of the blue. She might have been thinking about it for a long time. So I decided to respond as cheerfully as I could. Tell me about it, Maru. Oh, okay. So Masu thinks that this is normally kind of scary, but she's actually a really nice person. Sometimes when I'm in the lab, I'll start to fall asleep on the sofa, and when I wake up, there'll be a blanket over me. When I asked Susu about it, she says she has no idea, but oh, I had a similar experience. My dad once asked me to go get shopping for him, and I was having trouble on the way back because I had to carry so much. And then Amaya came by, and without saying anything, she took some of the bags from me and carried them. Huh? I had no idea. She said that it wasn't a big deal, so I shouldn't tell anybody. Oh, I guess I just did. I see. In the Apple World line, she was a cheerful girl who smiled at everyone and who loved going mountain biking. But in this world line, she wasn't the type who smiled a lot. This was partially due to the way she's grown up. I heard about it from third hand from Daru, but because of the universal conscription program that started after World War III broke out, she's been forced to undergo military training ever since she was in middle school. And After that, she joined up with the anti-government forces and got caught in a terrible struggle. After that, he said she never really smiled. So I want to really. Water wrong. Oh god. Fuck. I see. So what's your plan, yeah? A Christmas party. Well, I mean, I think we're ready for a Christmas party. Because someone in chat has had their Christmas has never taken down his Christmas tree. Party? We all spoke in unison. it's almost Christmas, right? And Sissa says she's never been to a Christmas party. So Matsu wants to give her one as a present. Ferris and Luca mod at almost the exact same time. I mean, yeah. Me too. Thanks. Okadine, will you come too? Huh? Well, when's the party? I'm busy that day. You don't want to? It's not that. It's just. I don't think Shishiro would really want me there. Do you? I was never going back to the past. I still couldn't forget the look on Shishio's face when I told her that. It was an expression filled with anger and despair. She must have felt her. She must have felt like her last and most desperate hope was crumbling away right in front of her eyes. The words that she said to me when they were still sharp lodged in my heart. Susumu doesn't like me, you know. Masu doesn't think so. I think she probably regrets the fact that she got mad at you. I think she's just can't say it. Really? Yeah, I'm sure of it. I couldn't turn her down after Maru said that. Fine, I'll think about it. Okay. By the way, Okorbe, there was a bit of hesitation in Luca's voice. How did the doctor's appointment go? Evidently, Luca had heard about my counseling with from Maru. Maybe he wanted to see me because he was worried about how it went. I guess I'm making Luca and Ferris worry too. In the word, in this world line, they haven't joined the lab, but even so, they were still dear friends. Lab members. This term refers to the official members of the Future Gadget Laboratory. Anyone who has been given this designation has free access to the lab. Lab members are given numbers in order that they join. Now, I'm going to try to remember this. It's been a while. So obviously Okabe is lab number 1. Daru is lab number Daru is lab number 2. Maru is lab number 3. Katsuru is 4. Mokura is 5. Shushawa is 6. Lukuro is 7. And Ferris is 8. No, wait, no, I think I got that wrong. No, I think Shushawa is 6. Lukuro is 7. And then Ferris is 8. I think. Man, I wish they told us that. I never tried hypnotherapy before. It was interesting. I never thought it would work on me, so that was a big surprise. It worked perfectly. I bet Luca wouldn't last a second. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm sure. Luca believes anything you told him. Anyways, there's no point in just standing around forever. I was getting hungry, and it was time to find someplace to eat. Hey, guys, what do you want to eat? My treat. We decided to head towards Yobadashi. There was a lot of restaurants there, so it was perfect. Way to go, Kamara! I mean, Okurin, you're the best! Yeah? Thank you. still on that chicken hype. Did you see fried chicken? That's all Master ever eats, meow. I walked behind the three of them, and I thought to myself, what would it be like if Casper were here? I tried my hardest. I tried my hardest for the past few months not to think about her, but was it because of my experiences today that I did it anyways? The expression and little mannerisms that I felt yesterday, the voice, the way she walked, I remembered. I remembered my conversation with her. Hello, Governor. I'm Casper Maxey. Nice to meet you. I couldn't respond at all. Something felt slightly off about the way Casper moved on the screen. Well, it was before the first game she made that update. But it was really a sight I would get used to soon. More importantly, the voice and the way she spoke were exactly like the real Katsuru. I almost cried, and it was all, and it was all I could do from stop from breaking down. Maru, it's not the middle of the night, is it? The camera on the PC switched from me to Maru. No, it isn't. Why? I was wondering if the two of you were sleepy. Was she talking about the fact that I didn't respond to her introduction? I was asleep until just a bit ago, but now I'm 100% awake. I see. You're as lazy as ever, huh? Don't be rude. Anyways, can I ask you a question? Sure. What's up? What is your relationship to Rinto Okabe here? Oh, we just met, like... He's a student who participated in the lab, the AST seminar. He seemed really interested in the research, so I brought him here. Mara decided not to tell Amethyst I was a friend of Casper before she died. Why, I wonder? Did she not want Amethyst to find out? Or was I supposed to tell her myself? Huh. He must be pretty impressive if you're saying that. That Casper on the screen turned to me and smiled. Calm down. So, Okabe, what is your major? Brain science, I assume? Uh, it... The words got stuck in my throat. I said, calm down. You know this is just a program. Her words, her appearance, even the conversations she's having with you right now, they're all artificial. But even though I knew that, I still couldn't speak. I had no idea what to say. And more than that, the words nice to meet you hit me harder than I thought they would. This wasn't the costume I spent those 3 weeks with. Mara told me this ahead of time, and I thought I understood it, but hearing it for myself hurt more than I imagined. I regretted not taking my anxiety meds, but it was too late now. My heart rate soared and my breathing became irregular. My head was spinning and the corners of my vision were beginning to dim. At some point, my lips had gone totally dry. Is something wrong, Okabe? Coster sounded worried. That voice that voice software must be pretty good. It could handle a nuisance like that. His major is in brain science, but he's very interested in our research. Is he? Dr. Lickskin likes him, too. At some point, I plan to make him my assistant. What? My head snapped in surprise at Maho's bizarre statement. Oh, don't act surprised, Okurin. You made Kazura your assistant in the first game. Me? Maho's assistant? Then I go to Victor Training University? Oh, you don't like the idea? It's not whether I like it or not. Well, it was a joke, anyways. A joke? My heart! Did you take it seriously? I did not. I wasn't gonna tell her that I almost did. I see. But if you study really hard, it might not be a joke any after all. Even if it wasn't, I'd rather be Dr. Lake's assistant. This is my way of getting back at her. It's harder to be his assistant than you might think. He's really a big kid. Spoken like someone who's trying to run from his childish past from 6 months ago. As she spoke, she quietly came over next to me and tapped me on the arm a few times. I see. So that was it. She was making a joke to try to calm me down. Sorry. Thank you. Thanks. What are you talking about? I didn't think subtlety was her thing. Maybe I was wrong. Mom? Excuse me. Coster beckoned to Maru from within the screen in a very human manner. What is it? Come a little closer. Towards the speaker. Mara moved her ear closer to the speaker. I was just thinking about how weird it was when... Huh? Mara suddenly turned bright red and shut at the screen. She probably said... Oh, I think I know what Caster said. Oh, you cheeky little fat. You cheeky little Caster. Of course not! What are you talking about? You don't need to be so embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. Just stop being weird. You sure? I'm sure. What are you talking about? It's obvious that Coster had whispered something to Maru. Probably saying that somebody likes her. That she likes somebody. I'm such a nerd. What did she say? I think it's obvious what she said. Nara glanced at me. Think it. You hear what? Babies. And for some reason, she blushed and turned away. Ah, I see. From the way Mara's acting and what I knew about Coster, there's only one possibility. Goddamn mainstream women. A projector term used to refer to girls who are easily influenced by trends or who think in ways that our men find impossible to understand. However, it is said that only the people who use it often are boys who have very little experience. I whispered a name that I often tease Coster with and suddenly felt a lot better. What, you gonna start calling her Christina again? She must have said something stupid like, you seem like a good couple, or you finally found a man, huh? The way she looked at a boy and girl holding a friendly conversation immediately assumed that they were dating was like just like the Coster I knew. Sheesh, what a system. It didn't need to be that it didn't need to be true to her personality, did it? I chuckled. Do you think this Coster also browsed her side channel when Maru and the professor are looking too? Let's catch up on this. Basically, this is in-game universe Reddit. Fictional. A huge anonymous message board that is the largest of its kind in Japan. Its catchphrases is everything from hacking to tonight's dinner. of the in-game universe version of it's the in-game universe version of Reddit. Nah, knowing her, she's probably commenting. I remember Coster once brought us that channel on the Future's Gadget Laboratory computer when she knew nobody else was around. Hey! Not before you come in! Because, what are you doing then when you should be working? Hey! Stay back! Hey! What's that? Oh, this is terrible. Right, roll. Kind of laugh. That's slang for short for rolling on the floor laughing. Another variant called LOL laughing. Hang on. Or LMAO, AMAO, rolling on the floor laughing my ass off. And they're all the copter. Like roll the helicopter. Friend not Christina. Or should I say at Chandler Catherine? Don't call me that. I knew it already. Indeed. I've known it all from a long time. You reek of at Chandler. How rude. My perfume isn't that strong. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about your soul's power. But it's cute how you try to hide it. At Chandler Kothuru. Do not call me that! You still power level, huh? My silly remarks seem to have a much deeper meaning now. Was it the girl in front of me? Was the girl in front of me one day going to, as Dr. Linkskin said, become a real artificial soul? When that happens, what are we supposed to call a soul about that still exists in this world after the body was gone? Not dead or alive, but something in between. This wasn't science anymore. It was philosophy, or maybe religion. Enough messing around, Okabe. Okabe didn't come here to waste his time with this stuff. The way you're trying to change the subject makes me even more suspicious. I'm going to infect you with a virus. That's the best. Alright, anyone who's ever confronted with a bot, just use that line on them. I'm gonna infect you with a virus. Actually, just run that to a normal person. That's a good rebuttal for anybody. To anybody who's messing with you, just say I'm gonna infect you with a virus. I was kidding. I won't bring it up again. Coster quickly bowed her head. I bet back when Coster was still alive, she had conversations like this with Maru every day. I'm sure Dr. Linkskin had a lot of fun watching them. It was actually kind of cute. Sorry about that, Okabe. Want to try talking to her? Oh. Maru offered me a seat in front of the PC. Coster's face was on the monitor right in front of me. When our eyes met, she smiled a little. I didn't know if she reacted to like this when she first met them. But my meeting with Coster went about as badly as it could. My meeting with Coster went about as badly as it possibly could have. I realized that her prickly attitude towards me could have been unusual for her. Ask me whatever you'd want. I'll answer anything I can. Yeah. This wasn't good. I was remembering every moment I spent with Coster. I couldn't think of what to say. And then the words that came out of my mouth were, is it possible to create a time machine? Is that what I once argued? It was that I once argued about Coster on another world line. In the end, I lost the argument completely. What? Huh? A time machine, you said? Where did this come from? It's just a test. I wanted to see if she was capable of thought experiments. Hmm. Well, Katsuru, let me see. My conclusion is that it's not possible. But we don't know for sure that it's impossible, I guess. What? Who are you and what have you done with Katsuru? That wasn't what you said. I'll begin with my conclusion. It's the very idea of a time machine is idiotic. That's what Gaster said in the Alpha World line. I remember that well. I think the very idea of a time machine is idiotic. I remember our old debate and decided to repeat what Gaster had said then. It's too early to assume that. You think so? It's true that scientists are all around the world have proposed time travel theories. There are 11 major ones and countless minor ones, but none of them are anything more than hypotheses, and some of them directly contradict one another. Correct. For example, there's the cosmic string theory and the wormhole theory, where the time travel is possible as as a thought experiment, but no one has a clue where you would go to get cosmic strings or exotic matter. In other words, it's not realistic. This is also something that Kasu had told me in the Alpha World line. But the cursor on the screen was unmoved. That's probably because scientists haven't discovered something important yet. Then you think it's possible to create a time machine? We don't know for sure if it's impossible. That's what I said, remember? Yeah, her opinion was slightly different. Was this because I was in the Beta World line? Or perhaps... Hey, hi, Joe. She knows she's made from a copy of the original memories, right? Of course. Then, I can't think of a good example, but is it like an identical twins? You can't tell them apart at birth, but as they grow different, differences start to form, or something like that. Well, we're still investigating that, but if the memories they built up are different, then I think that, of course, they would become something different from the original human. The professor agrees with me. I see. It was then that I heard the door on the other side of the parchment slammed shut door. Hmm? Is that the professor? From the loud sound of footsteps, I would assume so. I could definitely hear somebody stomping around outside. And then after heavy knocking, the door to the booth flung open. Lintoro! Lintoro! The professor opened his arms as wide as he came. Opened his wide his arms as wide as he came inside. He grabbed my hand and began to waving it around. I hadn't realized that he was this friendly. He seemed to think he was giving me a handshake, but it felt like I was being worked over by a pro wrestler. Hey boy, what's up? Are you forgetting I cannot speak English? Huh? Uh, uh, I'm fine. Thanks. And you? Okabe, your English is terrible. Shut up, Christina! no, I was so forced on by Professor that he used my old nickname for her. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. I am worried about it. Why am I Christina? I told you, it's nothing. You're freaking out a lot over nothing. I said, shut up, Christina. As to. Pastor and Maru both seemed lost in thought. You called her Christina, huh? You too. Just drop it. Why did you just claim to them that it was just a silly nickname? Oh, right. The pastor doesn't know that they were friends. I didn't want to any more questions about this. Since the professor is here, I decided to ask more about how Amethyst's memories work. Professor, is it possible for Amethyst's memories to be externally modified? But the professor wasn't listening to my question. He seemed to be frantically searching his pockets for something. Come to think of it, I didn't see that translator device on his ear. He must have been looking for it, which means the odds are probably he didn't even hear my question. Modifying my memories. It's theoretically possible. Coster herself answered in the professor's place. For example, it would be possible to make me think that my name was Christina. I love how she brings that up. But memories data it isn't like normal data. It's much more complex. I'm aware of no successful attempts to modify it. And even if it's succeeded, I would notice it and repair myself. I keep logs in areas that only I can access. In other words, a secret diary. Oh, if it's a secret, why the fuck did you tell us about it, Gosser? If there was a discrepancy in my current memories and my diary, there's a high probability that I'd become suspicious. What more, my memories are backed up at regular intervals. Even if they were altered beyond the point where I could self-repair, I'd still be able to restore them. I would lose my memory and have been formed between then and the last backup. Hmm. I see. And we just forget the fact that I called her Christina. Regardless of the topic of discussion, it felt strange. What Mara said before she loaded Kostaru was true. I was standing. I was starting to feel like I was chatting with the real Kostaru. The way she wouldn't let you get a word in edgewise once she started talking about science, it was exactly like the real Kostaru. It's interesting. It's interesting. Though I turned towards Kostaru and spoke. You're able to consider yourself objectively as a machine. From what I see in books and comics, I expect you to say, I'm not a machine, I'm a human. That's pure nonsense. Even humans speak of themselves as the combination of hardware and software, right? They just call it biology and psychology. What's the difference? I see. She's better with comebacks than anyone I know. Isn't she? Yeah. When she heard this, it cast her towards Maru, her CG eyebrows and big round, though it was really just the camera sensors moving. You know, Maru, this is not any of my business, but you should watch what you say. You've got your chance. What if he stops liking you? But you wouldn't bring this up, Katsuru. What? Come on! Don't bring that up again! But it's what I find most interesting right now. It's what I find most meaningless right now. What if this is your last chance you'll ever get? You're the one who needs to learn to watch what you say. Ha ha ha. Huh? Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Huh? Dr. Liskane was clapping his hands together and laughing. I had a little chuckle. I had a chuckle a little too. Afterwards, the three of us, including the professor, talked to Coster, discussing technical subjects and making small talk. Then the next thing I knew, it has been almost an hour. I actually felt like a little sad when Mario told me it was time to stop. In just a single hour, the strangeness I felt about Amethyst has disappeared. I felt like I was really talking to Katsuru. Dr. Lexing stopped me before I left. So, interested in being a tester? I tilted my head when I heard the professor speak through the translator. Amethyst doesn't have a lot of conversation samples. I've got all the kids in my lab helping as much as they can, but it's not enough. Amethyst is still in the research stage, and we can't just let anyone talk to it. So I wanted you Lintro, to help us, since you were her friend. I remember they mentioned something about being a tester at the party, so this is what they were talking about. The professor and I will be staying in Japan for a while. We'd like you to be a tester while we are here. Your job will be just talking to Katsuru. There's no real quota. Just talk to her when you feel like it. But twice a month, I want you to report on your testing to me and the professor. Oh, and I am sorry, but we can't pay you. I want you to keep that in mind when we decide. When you decide. I'm aware that it's cruel to ask you to talk to an AI. That's perfectly identical to your dead friend. If you're not interested, feel free to turn us down. I remember what it had felt like to talk to Katsuru. When the monitor was just about to turn off, this is what Katsuru had to say. Let's talk again sometime, Okabe Uro. That's why I hope. That's what I hoped for when I came here, wasn't it? I'll do it. Please, let me do it. I thought I was ready when I accepted the job, but I had never expected this. Call from Katsuru! Hello? It's Masuke. Katsuru was displayed on the screen. Yes, it was Amethyst. The app. Sure, for application software. Any software that can be used downloading it to your iOS, your OS. The professor has given me allowed to access the service to Victoria University from anywhere 24 hours a day. Of course, you'll be able to contact Katsuru. But Katsuru will also sometimes contact you. When that happens, talk to her. This I hadn't predicted. I never thought she would call me, or that her face would be displayed on the screen. Or should I introduce myself with, it's Christina? She looked really mad. I could guess why. I had gotten 8 calls from Katsuru, and I had ignored them all. Mara and Dr. Lakesing explained the things, so I thought I'd call once myself to make a proper introduction. But I didn't expect you to pick up 8 times. Why aren't you saying anything? Talking to a realistic girl on my own. Talking to a realistic girl on my smartphone with so many people around was pretty embarrassing. Oh, come on! Well, if you don't want to talk, that's fine, but what's with you? I was sure this was my chance to talk more than usual. I feel like I feel like an idiot. Just know that during the test period, I'm always connected with you. Contact me whenever you feel like it. I'm busy, so I don't I don't know if I'll always be able to answer your calls. Man, what is this? More than that, strangely like friendly costume from yesterday. Angry, stubborn, more curious than anyone. The way she seems to constantly challenge you. Anyways, goodbye. I realized that this was really Katsumatsuki. That was the girl I spent those 3 weeks with. Lab number 4, my assistant, Christina, also aka Katsumatsuki. Her movements were a little more jerky than I've seen on the computer in Dr. Lex and Everett, but evidently that was because of the smartphone. I this was alone enough. This alone was enough to make me feel like my heart was being squeezed dry. I stood still, holding the smartphone tight. Come on! I mean, okay! What's wrong, yeah? Oh, I'm coming! I thought to myself as I ran to catch up with the others. Maybe Dr. Alexin was right, and this test would be a very cruel thing for me. But even so, in my mind, I was already starting to think about what I would talk about with Kasaru. Mara Mahajo was remembering. She was remembering the last night she'd spoken to Kasaru Masuki in person. Seriously, why do I have to do this now, of all times? That night, Katsuru was whispering to herself a lot. Victor Katsu is at his Brain Scientist Institute. Maru and Katsuru worked in the same room as the lab. Thus, Maru was forced to hear Katsuru's angry mumblings whether she wanted to or not. A little was fine, but she was acting like this. She was acting like this all day, and it was keeping Maru from concentrating. She was finally snapped and turned away from the paper as she was writing. Hey, Katsuru, English was the most commonly language used at Cornell University. When the other staff and professors were around, she would always use English, but when it was just her and Coster, Maru would often speak in Japanese. Would you stop it? Huh? Oh, stop what? Coster stopped messing with her luggage and turned around. You're so loud that I can't concentrate. I need to turn this paper in by tomorrow. Was I talking to myself? Want me to sue you for violating the local noise ordinance? Sorry. Coster apologized and started scratching the back of her head. Molly decided to calm down and stand up and going to the shelf where the research notes were kept. There were several books she needed for her paper. But they were all up on the top shelf. And she's short. There must be some idea. This must be someone's idea of a prank, she said as she stared up at the heavy book. She started to try and reach for it, but no matter how she stood on her toes, she came nowhere close. Her tiny little arms seemed like her dead branches waving around in the wind. She bit her lip. After she skipped grades to go to college and then came to work in this lab, she had more than chances ever to hate her small stature. Whenever she walked outside after dark, the cops would stop her. Even with her ID, she couldn't get into bars and buy medicine and alcohol at drugstores was a pain. Oh, yeah, that sounds like such poor life. The most humiliating part of it is no matter where she went, everyone thought she was in middle school. Nobody believed her when she said she was 20. Everything in America was just too big. Shall I get that for you? Cassian noticed the trouble Mahu was having and came over. But Maru was stubborn and decided to pretend nothing was wrong. Of course she was so stubborn. It's fine. I'm not having any problems. Sure you are. And not. You sure? I'm sure. But there's a book on the shelf I wanted too, so Caster easily reached up to the highest shelf and grabbed the book Maru wanted. It must be nice to be tall. No, I'm not really that tall. Oh, Caster covered her mouth when she realized she said something she shouldn't have. Thanks. That was a big help. If you need something in Japan, tell me. I'll send it. I will. Thanks. Caster handed the book as she spoke. And then suddenly her eyes went wide and began to sparkle. Hey, Maru, about that we were just talking about. What were we just talking about? Talking to yourself. Huh? Oh. It looked like Caster had come up with a new idea. This was a regular occurrence for Caster. Maru was just used to it. Wouldn't that be proof of a proof of self for evidentness? Yes. Yeah. If she started talking to herself, I'd be pretty surprised. No matter how advanced AI was, it wouldn't talk to itself unless you programmed it to do that. And there was no needed or even a point to a feature like that. If AI started talking to itself, it might be a good indication that there was a self to talk to. But Maya hesitated to agree with her. You should watch what you're saying here. Don't forget that there's a lot of people who think that soul is something God gives to humanity. That's right, isn't it? Caster's expression dimmed. Caster and Maru were both treated as heretics in the lab, especially since they were Japanese and women. Women in a laboratory? The shock. And Caster was simply too talented. Nobody actually did it. Nobody actually ever did anything, but a lot of the older scientists were definitely avoiding her. Dr. Layskin was the chief scientist. In fact, and the fact that he liked the two of them at all let them do their research in peace. If the other scientists heard what Caster had just said, who knows what they would do? Mao patted Caster on the shoulders. Well, go have a good time in Japan and refresh yourself. I'm still not happy about that. Why? I think you'll have fun. I'm doing an exchange. It should be to a graduate school. Why high school? It has to be high school, right? By Japanese standards, you should still be in high school. Just accept that the professor is doing something nice for you. Mara remembered what Dr. Langston said. Caster has a fragile personality. All the bickering in the lab has putting her under a lot of stress, and she's at her limit. It might ruin her as a researcher. That's why the professor. That's what the professor said. He was really worried about her. And you have to go to Japan in July anyways, right? So it's perfect timing. Yeah. I'm actually kind of down about that too. The Akabara Techno Forum. Was it? I'm still not used to giving lectures. I don't know what to do. Now that's it. Now that you're published in science, expect a lot more of this. You need to practice. I'd rather not. Catherine whispered to herself. Mara didn't like being around a lot of people either, so she knew how Catherine felt. But there was a lot of scientists who wanted to be published in a major journal and then go on the public and then go out and give public lectures. She's beaten out many of them to win that honor. People were jealous. She needed to fulfill her responsibilities, even if it was just to shut them up. Maybe I'm not that much better, though. Mara silently laughed a little as as, as hated herself for doing so. Maybe I'm just as jealous as they are. That feeling, which was like a little fear, was something she always felt. The girl in front of her was just that different from all. Somehow she could never reach someone she could never reach, no matter how hard she tried. Someone who suppressed everything she sent almost instantly. Mom? Castor was peering into space. Confused, Mara felt flustered. Huh? Are you meaning your dad in Japan? She heard that Castor's parents weren't divorced, but that they were separated. Her mom was still in America, and her dad was in Japan. After Mara said it, she wondered if that too was too personal of a question. But Castor smiled a little. Actually, I got an invitation from him. Oh yeah? He's announcing a new series this summer. I'm thinking of going to see the announcement. A new series? Uh, Castor's smile changed into a small expression of concern, consternation. I haven't heard the details yet. I know it's got something to do with the theory of relativity. The term theory of relativity refers to two theories published by Einstein: the special series published in 1905 and the general theory in 1916. There are sources. These sources are the famous equation E equals mc squared. The special relativity makes it clear the following: matter cannot exceed the speed of light. The closer you get to the speed of light, the slower time you get. If you reach the speed of light, time stops. The closer you get to the speed of light, the more your length decreases. If you reach the speed of light, your length becomes zero. The closer matter gets to the speed of light, the more its mass is increased. If it were to reach the speed of light, the mass would become infinite. General relativity adds the following: time slows down in the presence of a strong gravitational field. Space is compressed in the presence of a strong gravitational force. Mass is increased by the presence of a strong gravitational field. Yeah. Mara felt like she was hiding something, but didn't question her anymore. Anyways, take care, and I'll be expecting presents. What do you want? Hmm. Since you're going to Akabara, why not something rare? You know, a lot about Akabara, right? Huh? Why do you say that? You're always reading those sites during breaks. What? Ah, she knows she's an ad channeler. Did Amethyst tell you that? She wouldn't do that. Sometimes I'm right behind you, and you're busy watching videos that you don't even notice. Ah! I can't believe you found out. Damn my carelessness. Esther actually seemed upset for once. This was really the surprise Maro. Maro, please don't tell the others. I don't think it's really something you need to hide, but the idea of sharing a secret with Castor made Maro happy. Got it. I won't tell anyone. Thanks so much. Castor seemed generally revealed, and Maro continued. Hey, once you get back from Japan, let's find out if Amethyst can talk to herself. Okay. Castor had a very happy look on her face. It was the face of the it was the face of a born scientist who loved to explore the unknown and more than anything in the world. Her smile was innocent was as innocent as that of a child who has just been given a new toy. It was very beautiful. And that which is one of the reasons that Maru liked the younger researcher quite a bit. But the promise the two of them made would never be fulfilled. In fact, they would never even meet again. It felt like she was thinking about Kosser more and more since she came to Japan. Maru didn't know if it was because she was in Japan, or maybe because she was talking with the Amethyst Kosser more often, or maybe it was because she met the young man named Rintoro Okabe. He knows things about Kosser that I don't, huh? Thinking back, the first day they met, she broken down and cried right in front of him. It was something she didn't really want to remember. She chased the memories away out of embarrassment. You were thinking of Okabe, weren't you? She snapped her head towards the PC monitor. Mara was in the middle of a conversation with Kasuru. Yeah, that's right. She shrugged her shoulders to try to ignore Kasuru's mischievous smile. Don't you think it's strange that Dr. Lixings got such a high opinion of him? He handed he handed your he handed over your access rights to a guy he only met twice. Is it really wise to trust him so much? He looked like a nice person. Yeah? I can't tell if he's got any ambitions or not. I feel like I don't really understand him. Do you like him? Why'd you cut it out? Mara brought her face close to the monitor and glared. But Coster seemed unconcerned. There's no really need to hide it, is there? I can understand why you didn't want to say anything yesterday when he was right in front of you, but now it's just the two of us. Esther may not look at like someone who would, but she really enjoys the sort of gossip. Maybe girl talk was the right word. Mara's son sat back in her chair. The creaking sound echoed throughout the empty office. I really don't feel that way about him. I still don't even really know him, who he is. I see. Well, that makes sense. Caster let the matter drop. This bothered Maru a bit. But what if it? But what does interest me? What is it? No, it's nothing. Maru has been spending a lot of time thinking about something since yesterday, to the point where she's been even put off her research. What kind of relationship was there between Caster and Okabe? What was Caster feeling in those days before she died? Would she have liked to ask? Would she like to ask? She would have liked to ask Okabe if she could. Mom, did my original and Okabe know each other? Mara shivered. It was as if Caster has been reading her mind. How could you tell? I came to that conclusion after listening to Okabe and hearing your response. It's all just a circumstance of evidence, but do you want me to show my proof anyways? It's fine. Knowing you, the conclusion is perfect. The way they used to work, the way they used the word proof is in normal conversation showed that both Mara and Caster were scientists at heart. If you had memories of me that I don't possess, it's that's likely because the problem with our conversations. I'll leave it up to you how to deal with it. He may bring it up, possibly, and if you want, you can ask him. Mara still didn't know if Okabe would even access Amethyst at all. They weren't forcing him to. Hmm. Fraying, fraying ignorance is the same as lying, isn't it? I should be able to get some good data, I think. Yes, it was interesting. But that was her opinion as a researcher working on Amethyst. How would Okabe Rentoro feel about it? Wouldn't this be rubbing salt on the wound in his heart? Mara realized she was getting too much. She was getting too sentimental. Maybe it's because I'm in Japan. It's been a week since she's arrived. The first thing she planned to do was offer flowers. But she couldn't bring herself to visit the Akabala radio building, the place where Katsura has died. An eight-story commercial building in front of Akabala Station. It contains a lot of computers and hobby shops. In the seventh floor, there is a plate reading the birthplace of the personal computering. The sun was setting early now that the summer had arrived. Katsumi Natsuki was surprised how quickly it got dark, and she was rummaging through the cosplay shops. Short for costume play, the act of dressing up in costume in Japan. Cosplay refers to dressing up as a character from an anime or manga, and people who cosplay are called cosplayers. And sometimes it's just layers, but most cosplay costumes are handmade. The wheeled suitcase on the ground next to her felt heavy. She done her best to jam everything she bought today inside. It was busting to the seams. Still, spending the whole day shopping with her cosplay friends was a lot of fun. She felt tired, but it was good tired. Her footsteps were light as she walked back to the station. Fukuchi, you look like you're about to skipping around, don't you? Oh, you can tell? It was so much fun doing all that shopping today. I'm so satisfied with what we got. Masu had a lot of fun shopping too. Thanks to Fukuboy. Thanks for coming. I'll do anything for you, Masu. Fukuberry grabbed her friend Marushina for a hug, and Maru dodged out of the way. Maru may have looked like an airhead, but she was actually quite athletic. Fukubi, by the way, is Katsunake's cosplay name. Katsumi was in her second year of high school, and She and Maru were the same age, but they were total opposites. Katsumi was boyish and athletic, and when she cosplayed as male characters, she struck more female Kenmores as the male ones. Katmo, those who appeared in the masses at cosplay and anime events, use expensive SLR cameras to take pictures and scantily clad cosplayers. The so-called low-angle men who would upskirt pictures of cosplayers in Akabara and at Kamika were not considered true kamatos. The true kamatos must be a gentleman at all times. Now that we don't have to worry about winter Kama, do we? The four friends got into cosplay shops along the Yuga made in Nyon and Tokyo hand. Fictional. A home improvement store chain based in Tokyo, but unlike most such stores, have such large buildings outside the city center. Tokyo Hands may have department store style building located around the major train station. Tokyo Hands stores also carry a wide variety of products, from professional grade tools and materials for fishing and various goods. Made in Jordan. The nickname of the street near the east exit of Ikebaro Station. It has many doshis and anime merchandise stores for female-oriented anime, and is known as a mecca for female tacos. Yuga Wawa. Fictional. A large specialty store that's found over 60 years ago that sells craft and hobby supplies, fabrics and trinkets. There are over 60 of them, and mostly Eastern Japan, and mostly in Eastern Japan, but also around the country. Kama, a giant comic giant market, and a Saku festival held every year in August and December at Tokyo Big Sight. This is all part of their final preparations for the Ka'amana. Sure, but it's Maru is doing most of the work. Don't push yourself too hard, okay, Maru? Karen sounds a little worried. Oh, so we do finally get to meet Maru's cosplay friends. They were mentioned in the first game. Her real name was Kenade Kanamashari, but she used her real name as her cosplay for She was she was 3 years older than Kasumi in college. Kenade is extremely feminine, and her measurements were just like the ones magazine models claim to have, but she was very shy. People tried many times to persuade her into entering the pageants at her college, but she always refused, saying normal events are kind of scary. But even so, cosplaying at Cosmo with the rest of them was something she looked forward to. So why don't we all help Maru and make the outfits together this time? Amaku proposed. She had a very noble, elegant features, but the rest of her was easygoing and laid back. Though Kasumi was a fellow girl, she still saw that Akumu was beautiful. Even though her light blue penetrated eyes lacked the arrogance that was beautiful women usually possess, they were filled with instead a friendly light. Her real name is Yukiyamai. She was a senior at Imejima University and in the same club as Kadede. She was the oldest of the four. She once tried to give up cosplay and was forced on job hunting. After 6 months, she'd given up on work and came back to cosplaying. Job hunting. When an unemployed person is seeking employment, often used to refer to college kids looking for their first real job, career-oriented job. Since then, she's been spending more time with Katsumi than the others. Aw, you don't have to help me. Everyone smiled at her, but Maru quickly shook her head. You guys pay for more than half of the cost of the supplies, right? That's enough to make Master very happy. You're making her outfits, so we feel bad if we didn't pay. And I always wanted to make really neat outfits like you do. Yep. Mastro's outfits are always really high quality. I'm super grateful. Oh, wait, sorry, that was the wrong person. I was speaking as Maru, but Fubuki is speaking. You see, we really want to help, Maru. Okay, let's all make them together. Cassie knew that Maru really was happy when someone praised her cosplay outfits. Oh, but there's actually a favor I wanted to ask you guys. A favor? You see, Mara told them about the event that has quickly become a mainstay of Japanese holiday each year. We're having a Christmas party! So Masaru welcome! A Christmas party, huh? Yeah! Can you come? I wanna go! I wanna go! I wanna go! I wanna go! Kasumi only plans for Christmas Eve was dinner with her family, so she raised her hand instantly. None of her friends at school wanted to do anything that night. She's been a little put out by that, so it meant that that meant they all had boyfriends. I can go too. Kadede also nodded, but Yuki seemed a little hesitant. I don't know if I should go. Huh? Do you have plans? Well, of course a girl as pretty as Yuki is gonna have plans. A ton of guys asking her out for a Christmas date. That's just not true. Really? Then I'll take you for myself. I'd rather go on a Christmas date with you than anything else in the world, Fubuki. Aww. I love you, Yuki. I thought you cared about Maru. I love Masu and you too. Katsum quickly jumped over to Kadede and gave her a big hug. Kadede was soft and smelled good, and enduring this sort of sexual harassment was nothing new for her. Oh, and Yuki, can you show Masu how to make a yummy kushi? Okay, a traditional French dish made by the filling of pie crust with cream, cheese, eggs, meat, and vegetables, then cooking it into a flaky golden brown. I would like to have somebody's quiche. Somebody make me quiche! No, please don't actually. Yuki was an excellent chef, and have been teaching Maru a lot lately. Both Kasumi and Karere would also occasionally participate in what they call Yuki Amai's cooking lessons. Sure. What kind of quiche? Mushrooms and spinach and mushroom is good. Ham and tomato and bacon is good too, you know. Oh, just thinking about it makes me drool. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay then, I'll teach you how to make it both. Really? That's right. Everyone would be happier if there were lots of different ones, right? Is this for the Christmas party? Yep. There's a lot less than a month left, so I wanted to learn it in time. Well, then we have to train extra hard. When do you want to do it? Tomorrow? Yeah, Master is okay with that. Kasumi went over to her schedule. Went over to schedule her head in her head. Tomorrow, huh? I'm supposed to meet a friend. I've got work. Kasumi really wanted to go. She was so pretty disappointed. She would love the chance to eat one of Yuki's good quiches. As she thought about the quiche, her stomach began to rumble. It's about time for dinner. Yuki and Maru worked out the time and place for their meetup. The place I'm staying is a little far from here, so how about the lab? Yeah, that's fine. I'll work hard and learn the recipe. I hope it's a fun party. Yep, Masu's gonna make us into outfits. Will you all wear them? What, you're making more outfits than the ones we need for Cosmo? You really are excited about this. If Masu is raring to go. Raring to go. Masu is so cute. Mario posed like she was cheering. you're making Santa outfits, I would like one with a cute miniskirt. And then some white knee high socks and red boots. Huh? That would look good on you, Kadere, but do you think that would look good on me? Cassie spoke to Maru without confidence in her voice. I know you like your cute outfits best. There's nothing Katsu could say. She was right. It bothered both Katsu and a lot that she looked like a boy. That she already looked like a boy. And she knew that her sort of clothing that didn't look right on her. Still, at heart, she was a young girl. She wanted to wear the cute clothes. Leave it to Mashu. I'll make clothes that look great on you. Oh, that's my bride. Marry me. You're silly, Fukubi. Don't talk like Saru does. Ugh, getting compared to that perverted gentleman kind of hurts. By the way, you're going to wear the Santa outfit too, right, Maru? What? Don't what me? You're cute. You should cosplay more. But I just make the clothes. I don't wear them. Objection! That was a waste! But we're gonna have like the daily objection. Or the weekly objection. My YouTube Okabe. And what's more, I bet Okabe wants to see you in the cute cosplay outfit. Okabe! Mara made a weird noise as soon as she heard that name. Okaden? Oh, Mashi's boyfriend, right? Kasumi has met him many times. He was so tall, but it always looked pale and thin, and whenever he laughed, he seemed kind of sad. But from what Maru said, that was just until half a year ago. He was been a totally different person. She said he was a haughty and arrogant, but also kind and a great leader. Maru knows to let her emotions influence her judgment, so Kasumi didn't know much of that description was accurate. Maru started to freak out even more after hearing the words boyfriend. Fukubi, and Masu aren't like that, okay? Oh, come on. Okay, they are that way in one of the endings, but that ending is not canon in this game, okay? Actually, none of the endings are canon. If you want to go in that technical direction, no ending is canon except for, I guess you could say, Paradox Meltdown is the canon one, because if you go because the Paradox Meltdown ends before the first run, so then yeah, and that's kind of where you would pick up the first time, where this game picks up. So I guess Paradox Meltdown is the canon ending for 0. But that's the coolest thing about this game. It's like the first game has 6 different endings, and all of them, you can make all of them into you can make a different game for all of them. I think. Maybe not Lucaros, though. Yuki and Kide weren't buying it either. Honestly, Okada and Maru seemed more like an old wed couple that has been getting together for years than more than boyfriend and girlfriend. It's true! Okun has somebody else he likes. What? Yeah, it's the girl on his phone. Mara sounded totally unconcerned, which made Katsumi even more surprised. Is that true? Really? Yep. Who could have guessed? It was Yuki the eldest who spoke first. Sorry. We should have not said anything. Nah, Mastu and Ocarina are childhood friends and get along great. So it's okay. I see. Masha smiled. It seemed very sad to Kasumi. She felt the sudden impulse to give her schoolmate a hug. Anyways, Master smiled and walked over to Yuki as to blow away the awkwardness. So, what about you, Yuki? Huh? Me? Yep. So are you spending Christmas with your boyfriend? I really don't have one. Really? You guys all have the wrong idea. I'm not that popular. Between you and me, I've never even had a boyfriend. What? First Mario and then Yuki, and then Kasumi was stunned. Is that true? I didn't think it would be that much of a surprise. Then Mara started to fidget. How about Daru, maybe? Huh? Hashira? Yep. Wait, where's this coming from, Marushu? Hashira's a perverted gentleman. He'll know. Who knows what he'll do to Yuki? The man that Kazuma encountered him was insulting was a college student, a member of Mara's club. He was a hardcore otaku. He was a hardcore otaku, and one of the hybrid types. He said he enjoyed both two and three-dimensional girls. And like Kazuma said, he was a perverted gentleman. He would say perverted things all the time without the slightest shame. Whenever we told him he was being a pervert, he would say, I'm a perverted gentleman. Yep. He hasn't changed much. He was a dangerous guy. But Yuki didn't seem bothered. She actually looked a little sad. The music stopped, and I just had a realization. Yuki is Semi's mom. Is Shisho's mom. Makes perfect sense. Holy shit. Yuki is Semi's mom. Little does she know. Hashira's a nice guy, but I don't think he likes girls like me. Oh please, you two are gonna have a child in 7 years. And in fact, she's here. I wonder if Maru connected the dots and just hasn't said anything. It's Maru. Maru was shocked far beyond her usual limit. She was so surprised she let go of her suitcase handle and let it fall to the ground. Instead of picking it up, she started talking frantically. That's not true. Daruism. He's really likes you. I'm sure of it. remember how he acted when we met him at Summer Kamama? Yuki met Maru 4 months ago at Summer Kamama. Kasumi and Kidede came wearing outfits Maru made. Kidede found Yuki at the convention hall all by herself and they met up. After they had gone to the party where she met Maru's friend, they had to Hishida. Kasumi has definitely witnessed Yuki and Naruto having a friendly conversation. Ever since then, Yuki and Maru and Daru have become friends. Yuki has started going along to Maru's club, the Future Gadget Laboratory. In other words, Yuki and Naruto have been talking ever since Summer Kamama. But still, Yuki chuckled sadly and shook her head. No, I can't tell. He's avoiding me. Because I think he realized. Wait. I think if the best I don't go to the Christmas party. It'd just be a, weird family. No, her going to the family Christmas party is just gonna be a weird. It's gonna be a weird family weird family get together. But going off of last names, yeah, she will end up with Daru because they have Shushawa together. Aww. I think Hasuda likes girls who are more like and a little sister. And a little sister who's really strong-willed and who bosses her big brother around. Ah, so you're saying he is like... Yeah, that is Daru. Like, maybe Shishua. You mean like your daughter who is going to be born in 7 years? Like, Mara knows. Mara knows that Shishua is her dad. For some reason, Mara looks like she's about to cry. It seems like she wanted to say something, but couldn't bring herself to it. Her lips are quivering. Mar? Nothing. But it certainly didn't look like nothing. Kasumi couldn't bear to watch her anymore. And so she gave in to the impulses. Monsters don't make that face. You look cutest when you smile. Come on. If you don't smile, I'll tickle you. Tickle, 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 tickle. Kasumi stuck behind Mara and started tickling her under her arms. You give up? Oh, goodbye. You're all mean. You're too cute, Masaru. Maru was laughing so hard she cried, and this time, Kasumi succeeded in giving her a hug. Even though they were in public, she started rubbing her cheeks against her. Masaru, I like you. I love you. Oh, yeah, she is absolutely a lesbian. Got it. want to take you home and lick you forever. But that would be really bad. I don't care if it's bad. Marry me. I can't do that. Mari tried to run away, but Figure grabbed her and started kissing her all over. I'm kind of tired. That's Monster's line. In the end, Cassidy kept clinging to Maru until they reached the station. She felt a lot better to catch Maru when she was trying to escape, but using a lot of her energy. Either way, now that she's satisfied, her shoulders, she shuddered and turned back to Maru as an image came into her mind out of nowhere. Hey, Master. Hmm? What is it? Let's cosplay together at Winter Cosma, okay? I told you before, right? For Winter Cosma, Master was just making things. That's fine. Just make sure you come to Winter Cosma with the three of us, okay? Of course. That's what we did all the shopping for, right? Yeah, but still, it's a promise, okay? Yeah, it's a promise. Mara and Yuki split up with them from the front of the station since they were taking different trains. Bye bye. Good night, Maru. Yuki. Bye. Bye bye. Katsune stood there watching the two of them until they were out of sight. She felt like she was about to cry and looked up to stop the tears from falling. What could be? Huh? Karere was standing next to her, looking worried. What's wrong? I'm sorry. It's nothing. It's not nothing. Is there something going on with Sumaru? Please, tell me. Even Karere asked Katsune wasn't sure she should tell her. There was no way she'd believe it anyways. You were more hyper than usual today. It felt really forced. You noticed? Of course I did. Katsune and Ace known each other for 2 years. Since their ages were so different, they treated each other like an older and younger sisters. So at times, Karere was really sharp. Karere didn't talk much, but that means she paid a lot more attention to the people around her. Part of it was also that Katsune wasn't good at hiding things. She also couldn't lie to Karere no matter what. She gave what's inside to say it. Mashi. Yeah? She's going to die. Oh, the image she saw was from like 3 months ago. Was from like from 6 months ago. What? What? What do you mean? I still remember the nightmares and the things that she kept seeing no matter how much she didn't want to. I have these dreams. Dreams? They started in summer, I think. Every night, I had dreams about Master dying. Each time, you and I are there crying and crying, but there's nothing we can do. The one I had last night was the worst. Master just collapsed right in front of us, and she stops moving. Ogarin is screaming and holding her. He screams so loud. What happened to me? Why do I keep having these dreams? Calm down, Fukabe. It's probably just because you're tired. Is it? Is it? Really? You saw Maru today. She was fine, right? Kaneda gave Katsumi a gentle shoulder hug. So it is okay. I don't want Maru to die. That's impossible. It wouldn't happen. Ever? Ever. Okay. Kaneda words make soon calm down a little. She was glad to have an older friend like this. Anyways, it's just your imagination. There's no way something like that awful could happen. Her hand squeezed Katsumi's shoulder tightly. Being held like this made Katsumi feel a lot better. Sorry for being weird. But that night, she had the nightmares again. We're actually gonna stop tonight because I have things to do. I have things to make sure I get done tonight. So I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. So actually I wanna head to the title screen. So that way I can kinda use it as like a background noise. Or should I? But thank you all for watching. Actually I'm gonna just close it and let the audio play. So thank you guys all for watching tonight. It's very interesting to see how things are going to play out in this movie. It is very interesting, for sure. So it's like, what is everything going on? Everything going on is crazy things, right? So I will be back. I'll be back Saturday. I'll be back Saturday for some Genshin Impact. As I was talking to you guys about, I'll be doing some story quests because I have 3 of them unlocked. It's the only story I have left, by the way, so you can probably guess who it is. Guess whose side hat. And I'll be working on building up Nebula and, kind of chilling and talking with mods if they want to pop into the PC. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't see anybody to raid, unfortunately. So we are just gonna end it tonight. And I hope you guys all have a good night. And next week things should be different for work, and I don't end up being so tired. And we should hopefully be back for Professor Layton and the Angelica Box on Tuesday. But Genshin on Saturday, for sure. I'll see you then. Bye!